Hello, it's Wednesday, so it must be time for Woolly Hat's Wednesday Whip. I hope you're having a good week and keeping away from the wind and rain and the relative storms that are coming back. So anyway, I had a fantastic workshop on Saturday, Introduction to Fair Art Technique. We had 9 happy knitters doing lots of interesting things with different bits of wool. I was teaching them how to use continental style so that you could hold a yarn in each hand, so that was quite fun. And there were lots of laughs and lots of chat as well, and of course eating cake. So thank you for all those that came, and I'm glad you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll be doing some more Fair Art later in the year, but we'll see. So what else have we been doing this week? Well, this is the last week of the Knit a Granny Square workshop, so I've been preparing for that. But also in one of my classes, I have one of my clients comes along because she wants some help with a blanket that she's doing. It's by Coastal Crochet, and that's what it looks like. Very nice, lots of blues and things, and seaside colours. It's Eleonora Tully, and she goes under the name of Coastal Crochet. And so we've been trying some of the squares and making sure that she has the right technique. Because sometimes when you see it written down and you don't see it in the flesh, even with a picture, it's a bit difficult to do. So we've been doing some squares. So here's one of them. So I like the colours there. I've just been using some stash, so I've been trying to approximate the colour. Anyway, so that's one, and that's supposed to be, a little life belt there. So that's rather nice and bright colours. And then this is the one that we're going to be doing this week. Da, da, da. This is called Sea Glass, and lots of bobble stitches there. For those who are doing my granny squares, who will recognise bobble stitches. And she uses she calls these pineapple stitches, which are a bit like puff stitches. So they're rather good as well. So I've enjoyed doing that. So we'll be looking at those this evening, and the other crocheters would finish off they're doing their little petit fleur granny squares, so that'll be fun. So I've been doing that. So what else have I been doing? Well, very excitedly, I have new yarn. Da, da, da. This is round felted tweed, something I've used before. It is very nice. It is, I shall tell you what it is. It's a mixture of lots of things. It's 50% wool, 25% alpaca, and 25% viscose, which is like a plant fibre. So it's nice and soft and quite strong actually. And it's a tweed effect, so it's little bits of different flecks of colour, so that's quite nice. Anyway, the reason for getting this is not because I need more yarn. Well, who needs more yarn? We all need more yarn. But I'm going to be knitting this for my friend who will be 70 in May. So there's knitting for a deadline. So I thought this looks rather good. I did give her a choice of patterns and she chose this. And then I realised, because Rowan put little dots on their pattern for easy, intermediate, whatever. And this one's got 4 dots on, which means it's quite complicated. I thought, why has it got 4 dots? And the reason is because you start at the top, you do little epaulets at the top, and then you work down to the arms, and then everything is on a circular needle down there. And then you pick up and knit the sleeves to go down there. So not the usual form, but that will be exciting, and I'm looking forward to doing that. So I shall be doing it with that. So it's this colour's called Scree. I wouldn't say that was a Scree colour, but that would be nice to do. So that's for May. So the other thing I've been doing is looking at how much wool I've got in my stash, which is very scary. I mean, over the years I've had my own stash, and then I've accumulated stash from my mother-in-law and my mother and various other people. So I've decided to be ruthless, a bit like the Swallows and Amazons, if you remember that story. One of the girls was called Ruth, but you couldn't be an Amazon and be ruthless if your name was Ruth. So they were ruthless. Anyway, so I'm being ruthless with my stash. So I'm looking through my stash and I'm seeing what I've got, and I'm seeing what make it is and sorting it by weight, double knit, Aran, whatever. And I've decided that I really need to get rid of stuff that I'm never ever going to use. Because you know what it's like, you have things you think, well, I might use this one day, but you never do. So I'm either going to sell it, because you can sell it on things like eBay or Ravelry, or I'll give it to charity shop, or I'll give it to other people. And some of it I might just throw away because it's quite old and probably not usable by anybody. So that's what I'm doing. So I've got a notebook and I've started doing this, but I'm also taking pictures of the yarn, and I'm putting it on Ravelry. I don't know whether anybody knows this. I mean, often people look at Ravelry for patterns and things like that, but if you look in your section, it has a bit called stash, so you can actually record what stash you have, and you can take pictures of it and things like that. It's probably a good way of having what you've got in there in mind, so it's visually, so it's you can see what you've got. I'm going to try that. So look out for on my Facebook site. I might have some wool for offer or to give away, depending on how much stash I want to get rid of. And I'll tell you how I get on. So it's sort of a spring clean of stash. So if anybody else has recently sorted out their stash and has a method of recording it, then do let me know, and then we can have a look and see what we all do. Or we perhaps just all stick it in a box in a cupboard somewhere and think, oh, well, I'll use that one day. Who knows? Anyway. So there we go. So next week, I'm not doing any classes or workshop at all. I'm having a little half term. So hopefully I'll be able to finish off some projects I've got nearly finished, like Mike's cardigan, Mr. W's cardigan. So, but I also will be preparing for classes in March. So I've got sock school, so you can learn to knit socks. That starts on the first Thursday of March. And I've got a corner to corner workshop on the 5th of March and a mosaic crochet on the 19th of March. So if you're interested in those, have a look at the website or Facebook site and let me know if you'd like to reserve your place. It'd be lovely to see you and lovely to share with you my love of knitting and crochet. Anyway, that's all for me this week. Hope you have a fab week, and I shall see you next week when I shall be having my half term. Bye.